The single-player gaming vacation arc continues. What's good, everybody? Today I want to talk about the games I'm playing, some thoughts briefly about the whole Bungie layoff situation, and just get your take on a couple of video ideas moving forward. Pretty close to a channel update, so this video is absolutely for the subs. Why don't we start, I guess, the bummer news, the Bungie info. 220 people laid off last Wednesday, with another like 150 being apparently absorbed into Sony Interactive. The rumors that Noseworthy and Luke Smith are also gone. Payback, the internal next Destiny project, Destiny 3, whatever it would have been, apparently canceled, along with a bunch of other internal projects, and kind of feels like the beginning of the end for Destiny 2. We'll have to see. And this one lands really hard. If you're a new sub, you're probably like, why is he talking about Destiny? For years, Destiny was a huge part of this channel. Me and my good friend Diddy ran a news podcast called Destiny the Show for about 4.5 years, from 2014 until Forsaken. And some of my favorite gaming memories of all time come from Destiny, let alone the old, Bungie Halo games. So this just sucks. And I really feel for all the developers affected. It seems like they must have worked their butt off because Final Shape was received so well. I've heard incredible things about it. And then boom, it's done. I'm just frustrated, and I hope everybody involved gets the opportunity to land a new job quickly. Sounds like there's just a lot of chaos at the very tip top for Bungie and their leadership and the structure. I don't know the details, but it seems like, just following from a distance the last few years, like one of the coolest companies in gaming has just suffered a huge blow, and the people who have taken the consequences of that blow are not the leadership. It's the people who actually are doing the day-to-day grind, making the products and the things that we love. So I hope everybody finds something new. For the Destiny-only content creators, I hope they can branch out quickly, because it does seem like this is, for a live service game, not great news. Not great news. But hopefully there's a silver lining to all of this, and those creative people can go to a new place and make something awesome and maybe foster a better environment. All right, moving on. Games I have been playing lately. All right, so we've talked a lot about a bunch of different recommendations, comfort games, all that stuff. Cyberpunk 2077 has been the go-to game. And I mentioned the last few times, I gotta make a video soon. Well, I got through Phantom Liberty and I finished the main story, and I'm like, okay, it's time to do the video. And I sat in to go, capture more footage, get some shots for the video, and more Phantom Liberty DLC story content just kept unfolding. And it was very clear I wasn't done. And there is so much goodness right now. I'm trying to just convey, if you've been on the fence about Cyberpunk, if you played a bit when it came out, you didn't like it, or maybe you played it and beat it, 100% you've got to try it since the 2.0 update. Especially if you were like me, I didn't pick up Phantom Liberty until a few weeks ago. And my gosh, if you're doing a fresh playthrough from the start of that game, Phantom Liberty slots in perfectly midway through that run, enhances things so much, and with that 2.0 update, it's not perfect, it's still not what the marketing told us it was going to be, but it is pretty freaking amazing. With me and Cyberpunk, I remember watching those reveal trailers years and years ago, and I was thinking, this is it. This is the next step in gaming. I could not believe it. I bought the hype so heavily. And now, since the game has gone through so many revisions and updates, every once in a while it feels like this is the next huge step in gaming. Next-gen visuals, the immersion, the storytelling. There are times when it does all come together and I realize, dude, CD Projekt Red absolutely has the next big thing here. I'm actually really sad because Phantom Liberty, I think, is the only DLC we're going to get. And they've moved on fully to Unreal and the next Cyberpunk game, which I understand. Hopefully we're not waiting a decade for, but I feel like they finally figured it out with Phantom Liberty. If all of 2077 would have been like Phantom Liberty, it would have been that game. Maybe not fully to the degree that their marketing made it out to be, but there's so much meaningful choice. You can play through the missions in very differing ways, and you really do impact the actual direction that the game goes, which is really what that main story was missing. It's like pulling teeth, I think, to go through a third or fourth main story run in Cyberpunk, because you'll realize there's not a ton of choices that make a huge difference about the trajectory of where you're going to go and what you're going to do. So I know I'm almost at the very end of Cyberpunk, and then I'm probably going to sink my teeth into Red Dead Redemption 2 and really try and wrap that game up. I've heard so many recommendations from you all. Go for it, Dragoon. Yes, it's a slow start. It's totally worth it. I'm trusting all of you. I'm taking the plunge, and that is the next big bite on the table. I'm always throwing in a couple of little games here to spice things up, Eco, and a few other console games, so always keep the ideas flowing. Let me know what you're playing right now. It gives so much inspiration, and you, as the community, have told me so many cool games that have been amazing to try, so thank you. And I do have a confession to make. There is a new obsession that is totally taking my time away from the normal games that I've been playing. I have wanted a racing wheel since I was a kid. More specifically, I've wanted a wheel for like the last 5 years, and I finally saved up and I got an entry-level C923. This is like as bare bones as you can get when you're starting to get into like racing with a wheel, and I've been grinding Gran Turismo 7 with this thing, and a little bit of iRacing, and it is the most fun I think I have had with a gaming peripheral maybe ever. Like Guitar Hero was always this high point. This takes it to a whole nother level. And it's so crazy, these games now, like iRacing or Gran Turismo 7, they laser scan the track. So every little bump or elevation change is measured, and the wheel has this force feedback that then communicates to you what the car is feeling. And it is pretty insane. I think I've driven like 1,000 miles in like the last week. Just, I cannot stop. It is so much fun. So part of me is wanting to do like a 30-day challenge, doing daily races in Gran Turismo online and seeing how far I can push my ranking up. Maybe talking about it here on the channel and the experience as somebody who is not a sim racer, somebody who just has liked the Gran Turismo series his whole life. And I think that could be sort of fun. I know I want to do that with Street Fighter, playing it every single day, see if I can push from gold up to just a higher rank or talk about what I've learned. So if that sounds interesting or something you may watch, just let me know in the comments. But other than that, I'm just trying to soak in every last little bit of summer. I can't really believe that August is here, and honestly, in like 3 or 4 weeks, most people are going to be back in school, and life kind of gets back to normal, which kind of a bummer, but don't view it that way. Go have fun. Do fun things, get outside, whether you are beyond the school years, if you're like old and working like me, try and find opportunities to get out there, maybe go camping, maybe go just do something outside. I get really nostalgic at this time of the year because, I don't know, going back into the fall routine as things start to shift, it gets a little colder. This is like the best time of the year. Now until like November, when everything starts to die and it gets cold, this is like the greatest time. So I hope you're having fun. Hope you're gaming. I hope life is just going well for you. Thanks for watching. Looking forward to talking with you on Wednesday, and have a very good start to your week.